Welcome to the SMITE God reveal for Bellona, Goddess of War. Bellona, the goddess of war, took no time to build temples or gather worshippers. She favors only those for whom war is life. For that is where she thrives, not on the steps of hallowed basilicas or in whispered prayers, but in the blood-soaked mud among the breathless, armored troops in the roar of victory. When Rome was young, Bellona ran with her armies, conquered her enemies, made her strong. As Rome aged and began to crumble, she fought only with her strongest and most cunning of worshippers, Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Sulla rose through the ranks by accomplishing impossible deeds of heroism and ruthless prowess. His enemies feared him, his soldiers loved him, and everywhere he went, Bellona rode with him. Together, they quelled the Germanic hordes. They broke the social war. They sacked Athens. Sulla was utterly undefeatable, and it was the goddess of war that made him so. But the Roman Senate moved to displace Sulla and end his rise to glory. March on Rome, Bellona quietly urged, and you shall rise as no other. Emboldened, Sulla commanded his legions and took the city streets, Bellona at the fore, slaughtering the gladiator slaves that stood against them. The Senate buckled. They cast the vote. Sulla became the first lifelong dictator of Rome. During Sulla's reign, Bellona was worshipped for the goddess she was, but Sulla had grown old. His wars were over. Bellona moved on, and Rome forgot. But the forgotten are not gone. Gods clash in titanic conflict. It is in war she thrives. No one will forget Bellona, the goddess of war, this time. Bellona's passive is called Master of War. Upon giving or receiving hits from basic attacks, Bellona gains protections and movement speed. Her first ability is called Shield Bash. Bellona dashes forward and bashes her shield, dealing damage and slowing enemies. Additionally, Bellona absorbs all damage from a single basic attack and reflects a portion of the damage around her. Bellona then makes basic attacks with a sword and shield. Her second ability is called Bludgeon. Bellona summons a hammer and spins, hitting every enemy around her and then smashing forward in an overhand attack. Bellona now makes basic attacks with her hammer until out of combat. Every hammer attack hits all enemies in melee range. Bellona's third ability is called Scourge. Bellona deals damage to all enemies in a line. Enemies hit or disarmed and cannot make basic attacks. Bellona now makes basic attacks with a Scourge, which has extended range, and every third attack heals her. Bellona's ultimate is called Eagle's Rally. Bellona plants a Roman flag, granting protections and increased physical power to allied gods. Enemies directly under the flag take damage and are stunned. In this first fight, Bellona comes into the left lane to gank the enemy Apollo and Nox. Leaping in with Eagle's Rally, she stuns both targets, getting the additional bonus damage with the Bludgeon's AoE. She slams down the hammer for a double kill. In this second fight, Bellona pushes right lane against the enemy Mercury and Bakasura, getting interrupted by Mercury's special delivery. Bellona uses Shield Bash to escape into the jungle and lure the two assassins. Using Scourge to disarm Bakasura's basic attacks, Bellona counters with a few more attacks as Bludgeon's AoE damage takes down the Great Devourer. Gaining level 5, Bellona puts a skill into Eagle's Rally to stun Mercury as a few additional basic attacks and a Shield Bash secure the kill. In this final scenario, Bellona heads toward the jungle to aid her ally, Bastet. Initiating with Eagle's Rally, she stuns Apollo. Following up with Shield Bash to slow him, she uses Bludgeon to secure the kill. Turning back towards Sylvanus, Bellona combines her basic attacks with Scourge to disarm the nearby gods as Sylvanus falls. Activating Greater Sprint and further closing the distance with Shield Bash, Bellona activates Bludgeon to help her secure the kill. As the goddess of war, Bellona's battle lust reigns supreme in the front line. Starting her off with Bludgeon can provide an early level clear as well as AoE damage. Next, picking up Shield Bash can provide Bellona with additional damage as well as a mini dash when in tight spots. From there, the priorities shift to Eagle's Rally, Bludgeoned, Scourge, Shield Bash. The father of the frost giants, Ymir, receives a texture update. Thanks for watching the Smite God reveal for Bellona, Goddess of War.